Good morning. How are you guys doing? We are here in Kamloops at the scale and at the brake check here. I figure I'll show you guys what the best practices at a brake check are. So when you're doing your walk around, you're looking for your lights to make sure all your lights are good. You're checking your load securement, checking the load is all good. You got your hammer, you thump each tire, make sure the tires are all good pressure. You touch each hub to make sure a hub is not overheating, and you check your 90s. So you normally don't crawl underneath to check your 90s, but what you're doing is making sure your slack adjuster rod, right there, that's a 90-degree angle. Close enough anyway. Very close to a 90-degree. Every trailer is a little different. I always find this trailer not to be quite exactly 90, but that's what we're checking on every brake check. Best practices. Now I've already done that. I've walked around and checked everything. We're good. But I figured, quick rundown, what we should be doing. Now having said that, legally, the minimum requirements legally are to come to a stop and mark it in your logbook. You don't legally have to thump the tires. You don't legally have to check your load. You don't legally have to check your lights and your 90s and touching your hubs. But that is good practice. Let's make sure we don't forget about Trapline today, because this video is brought to you by Trapline Transportation, now serving BC to Quebec, Canada with regional and long-haul Super B flat deck freight. With Trapline's experienced team, you can expect fast, efficient, and honest service. Our team will transport your valuable products across Western Canada with the skill and experience you can expect and can count on. At Trapline, we're committed to you, our customer, building loyalty and long-term partnerships. We want you to be satisfied with our work, which is why we provide open communication channels where we will update you through each process, from arranging a shipment to delivery at your door. Trapline understands that providing exceptional customer service is critical to building strong, long-lasting relationships with our customers. Just head over to traplinetransport.ca and get a free quote right now. All right, so we got our trailers empty here. I've been meaning to scale my trailers when they're empty, so it looks like we might have good timing here to drive over and stop on each axle. The scale is open, so this is going to be a bit of a nuisance. All right, somebody write this down. Well, how are they bypassing? I mean, if they're bypassing, they're bypassing, but they maybe have that bypass indicator inside their truck.
300 meters, take the ramp.
But that second truck seems to be confused what they're doing. Well, it just means we can easier weigh ourselves. Somebody write this down. I'm just going to read out the numbers, and then I know my empty weight for these trailers. I know they're heavier than my last trailers. I'll look on my spreadsheet and do the math. Speed limit's 10 kilometers an hour. And the truck behind me is pulling in behind, or the beside us was pulling in now, so weird.
Take the ramp ahead.
All right, let's see here. 5, 3, 10. Six, 520. $5, 660. And this is in kilograms. And 3,130. All right, that's our empty weight. We'll compare that to the spreadsheet and see how that looks. How much heavier these trailers actually are than my last set. The last set had all aluminum wheels and this has all steel wheels, and that's what I'm basing the number on, but who knows until you actually weigh yourself. Who knows? Someone wrote that down, right?
Continue on Highway 1.
I've been meaning to get those all last week, which is not convenient. I could have detoured through Castlegar and gotten it early last week, but that would have been a detour. This way I have an idea of what my maximum weight is, period. If a customer says they have 63,000 kilograms to load, then I can go yay or nay. Or, got 90,000 pounds. I can then go yay or nay. It's like, nope, that's not all gonna fit. Yes, absolutely, should be no problem as long as we balance it right. You have a bit of a rough idea where you're starting. I saw the 90 and I was gonna start speeding up to 90, but no, trucker speed limit is 80 on here. I think one could argue, if you were doing 90 here in the truck, I think you could argue your way out of that ticket because it does not say both. Here, this sign says both, so I think between that sign and this sign, we could have been doing 90. This sign says maximum 90, truck's maximum 80. Why slow speed limit? Because this is a pretty decent descent, and they don't want runaway trucks into the city of Kamloops. Engine brakes on. I'm like, why are we slowly running away? Well, we're empty. It should be not a problem. Helps us turn engine brakes on. The right lane is exit only. All right, so we're coming through Kamloops here. I'm headed to Barrier. I've got to tarp the load there. And then I am headed to, where am I headed to? Salmon Arm? Sycamoose? Sycamoose. I think Sycamoose Cal Tire, right? I think so. Get some new winter tires put on. Hey, if we have time, I could wash the truck there. There's a truck wash there. Ooh, we'll have to keep an eye on time. If I have the spare time, I'm gonna give the truck a little rinse. It's been a hot minute, right? Let's see if it works out. That might work out. So we do want to take an exit only up ahead here, 4 kilometers. So I got to keep an eye on that. I'm not used to exiting here. I always just go straight through. Merging on. Oh, some people merging on. Construction on the other side. No, just the mulcher. Mowing the ditches. Mowing the ditches here is not as easy as just attaching it to a tractor. You need to put the mulcher into a front end loader with an arm to reach all the weird odd angles to mow the ditch. Two kilometers. Here's that big gorge. I'm sure it has a name.
In 2 kilometers, take exit 374 on the right. Take Highway 5 north.
Google Maps or Garmin Maps says it's Peterson Creek Natural Park. So runaway lane that never gets used. It's pretty overgrown with grass. This guy's grabbing gears. I don't want to pass him. We have to turn off at 1 kilometer. Always drives me nuts when people do that to me. It's like, you're turned off in 1 kilometer. You had to pass me, cut in front of me, hit the brakes, and then turn off. You couldn't wait for 1 kilometer. Think ahead and go, if it's a kilometer, maybe just sit behind the truck or whoever you're thinking of passing. You're turning off in a kilometer. You can wait. A slow vehicle's not going to kill you if we're in a kilometer. It's fine. They're only doing, this guy's doing about 10 under the speed limit.
74 on the right. Take Highway 5 north.
10 kilometers slower than I'd be going. Not gonna kill me. Instead of making a dangerous move in front of the big rig. Or the RV, or just a slow car. What's the quote? Bad drivers never miss a never miss a turn. Limit is 90, okay. We're good on fuel, good on DEF. Lordco. Ah, thank you, Lordco. Lordco was listening, had their signal light on. It's like, I don't think you're actually turning there, Lordco. Don't think that's actually happening. Set cruise control. Car, that's a dangerous move. You're gonna pit maneuver yourself. I saw it coming. I'm like, I know what they're going for. people in the right lane are exiting right, or left lane. A lot of left lane turns here, so. Half expected that car to make a left turn up ahead. It's the type of aggressive driver they are. Slow down a bit. The van is just barely going a little slower than me, and I'm speeding a little bit. We can just slow down a bit. Except the van's slowing down even more. Cops ahead, but on the other side of the road. Van slowing down because of the cops. But they're literally on the other side of the road. Kilometers an hour, hammer down. Two cops. Front cop is talking to the back cop. They may be just doing a slowdown test, see if people slow down, pass them. They do that every now and then. Come on now, stay on the road. Fight the rut. It's like, fighting the rut. Beautiful terrain over here. Very, very, very dry. Kamloops is a huge city, but it's always really, really dry here. Really hot in the summer. Not quite as hot if you keep going west a little bit further to get to Lillooet and Lytton and Lillooet. That is the hottest part of British Columbia. Might be the hottest part of Canada, and the driest. It's just a desert. It is desert. extreme heat, lots of forest fires. But here too, you can see everything is dead. There's nothing green. Car passing me, literally on their phone texting while passing a big rig. I have a hard enough time staying in the lane while concentrating, let alone distracted. Maybe they're a better driver than I am. Along the train track. Who knows? Maybe we'll be lucky enough to see the Rocky Mountaineer. That'd be a treat. You do see it every now and then here. So we're following the Canadian National Railroad instead of Canadian Pacific, Kansas City, Southern. And the Rocky Mountaineer goes down this track. Looks like there's a bit of clouds, a bit of mist up ahead still. The sun's not burning it off. This road turns into a really fun carving corner roads before we get to Barrier. We go from a big 4-lane highway to a narrow, twisty, windy road. So this is the Yellowhead Highway 5, not the Coquihalla, but the same highway as the Coquihalla. This is just north. Not too much further down the road narrows right down. And we are following the North Thompson River. Thompson River North? I'm not sure which way you say it. It's the Thompson River. Thompson River splits into two rivers in Kamloops. You get the North Spar and the East Spar. Definitely some low-laying clouds here. I'm not sure if that's fog or... What's the definition between clouds and fog? Where's the line? The lumber mill is definitely adding to the clouds. A lot of water being evaporated there. Drying out the lumber. think it's just right over top of the river. I think it's just a big snake of fog following the top of the river. Wait, is that the same van that we were following inside of Kamloops? I think so, right? It looks the same. Yeah, over here there's no fields that grow without irrigation. If it's not irrigated, it doesn't grow. On spring, you get some moisture. So some of the pastures you might get a cutting or two out of, but yeah, river is close to us here now, so we're in the fog. Looks like we got an RV in front of us. And reduce our cruise control. See if that fixes it. Or we'll just slowly follow them. If they don't seem like super slow. Okay, never mind. They're quite slow. I was not expecting driving into fog like this. This is kind of magical. Still some fall colors down there. Gorgeous. I think the RV's just slow around corners. They're doing pretty good speed limit on the straightaways. They're just slow on corners. If only we could see the Rocky Mountaineer coming around the corner in the fog like that. Seems to be getting thicker. I think we're getting more fog ahead. The river is so low, there's a massive, huge beach on the river. really slowing down into the fog. I think the RV just is slow when they can't see the road. In BC, we just have to get used to just trusting that the road is around the corner. RV doesn't have any of the lights on either. So maybe they're scared of blind corners because nobody can see them with no lights on. Definitely looking forward to getting winter tires put on. See what the rest of the week looks like. I know after that Yukon trip 2 weeks ago, everything after that kind of seems dull, even though this is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. I'm just hoping we're not going to end up driving between Vancouver and the Kootenays over and over and over, or we keep doing the Savona to or from Fruitvale to Savona load. Hopefully we don't do a bunch of those. I like to mix it up. At least this one's a mix-up. And we barrier to Sicamous and then down to Armstrong tarp load. Not a very long run, it's a pretty short run. If it wasn't for the tire change, I'd probably deliver that load today. Roads are actually still a little wet here. Must have had some rain. Oh, what is this fog doing to the lens? I see my window starting to get moisture build up on it, so I bet you the outside camera, the mirror camera, is getting all fogged up. Oh, Mr. RV, you're freaking hilarious. I'm going as fast as this truck can go. Passing lane shows up and whoosh. Maybe we got some tight corners on the passing lane that slow them down. It's my pet peeve. If you're going to be slow around the corners, please be slow when there's a passing lane. Luckily they're not being crazy slow, but not enough to be aggravating. Enough to be stuck behind them. Yep, now the passing lane's going to end. And then we got a bunch of tight corners coming up after that, and I'll be on their bumper. Oh well. No blinky blinky here either for merging. Legally, if you look at that sign, whoever's on the left lane has right of way. The right lane must find a safe way to merge in. Didn't even get to a corner. We're catching up with them. What do you do? What do you do? Yeah, on the bright side, we only got 15 minutes to go. To our chipper in barrier. Ah, they got the learner plate. I mean, red plate. I mean, Alberta. They're from Alberta. really need brake light, but so maybe they do because I'm using engine brakes. Well, I wouldn't need to if they weren't in front of me. I wouldn't need engine brakes. Kind of beautiful coming in and out of the fog like that. See a little bit of sun wanting to poke through the clouds too. It'd be nice if we got a nice sunny day out of this. The swivel on that RV. I wonder if they don't have one of those what do you call hitches, you know, when you put the tension in the hitch tensioner. I don't know what you call those. I can't remember, because if you get one of those, the trailer is a lot more stable. I could pass him here? No, not really. He's going too fast for me to pass here. I am too long of a truck to even think of passing in a zone like this at this speed. If he was doing 80 kilometers an hour, then I would seriously consider passing in a spot like that. I could get by him quicker, but he is too close to the speed limit. That's what the CN Railroad sign said. This was the community of McClure. Yeah, it's definitely unstable. I see why they're going slow around corners. The trailer is unstable. Too much weight on the back, or not one of those tension hitches. Yeah, uncomfortable pull. Bit of a wobble there. Hey, bud. A little wobbly. A little wobbly. It's one thing when the wobble goes to the white line. It's another thing when it goes right to the yellow line. The fact that I didn't see any signal lights. Oh, I did see brake lights. Okay, so the lights are hooked up. I did see brake lights. Okay. I'm just like, what if they want to turn off? Will I be able to see them slowing down? Like, how much extra room do I need to give them for unanticipated turn? Yeah, see, there's brake lights. Beautiful section of highway here. Passing lane 2 kilometers ahead. Is that still in the corners? If it's still in the corners, I might be able to pass them. I don't know if there's much point. I'm turning off in 13 kilometers. If we can safely do it, we'll go for it. But if they speed up right away, then I'll just tuck behind them. That way the person behind us can pass. Definitely speeding up. So I'm full throttle. I think the corner saved me. I don't think I would have passed them if it wasn't for that corner. That's so beautiful. So beautiful. Love all the yellow, bright yellow fall colors along the Thompson River. No train though. The train would make this perfect. Now let's see what number truck we are in the line. Are we going to be right up front, or is there a bunch of people going to be waiting? Okay, that's it for the narrow valley. It opens up a bit here. Come on, train. Excuse local artisan market, antiques. That'd be cool to stop and visit. We're up here, straight down is the river. Where's the railroad? The railroad all the way down on the river, between us and the river. Means that cliff goes down pretty steep.
In 2.5 kilometers, turn left on Station Road.
Up ahead. Used to be Esso card lock here on the left hand side, but it's no longer a card lock, just the Esso. So make sure you fuel up in Kamloops if you're headed north. Because honestly, I don't think there's anything from here till Hinton if you're using Esso card locks. I think Hinton might be the first spot you can fuel up. Lots of Petro-Canadas though, I think. At least some. Maybe? Not even 100% sure on that one. We see trucks parked on the frontage road on the left-hand side. That means we're going to be waiting a little while to load. If we don't see any trucks there, we might be truck 1 or 2. Nope, none on the frontage road. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Turn left on Station Road.
Looks like we just might be truck number 1.
Arriving at
Cool.
Station Road.
The rule here is you park on the left-hand side of the road, check in the office, and then wait for the scale to wave you in. Okay, we've been waved to the scale. Super B just barely fits all the way onto the scale. Pretty big scale.
You've been here before?
Yeah,
Good to park, we'll get you loaded.
sounds good. to get out. Okay, I'm not sure how long the batteries will last. If he starts loading me and the batteries are still going, you'll get a little clip at the end over here. Oh, now my microphone's on. Yeah, you'll get a little clip at the end over here if the batteries last long enough of us getting loaded with that rear-facing cam. But for now, I am out of here. I'll catch you guys again on the next one. You guys absolutely rock. Really appreciate all your support. Aim for the 2 safety cones.